I had one nitroglycerin left, and that's when I took that one, and it didn't help that much. So I was driving, so I drove down Rogers Lake Road and parked by apartment complex.
Cabarrus County 911. What's the address of your emergency? Attention EMS 51, chest pains, the 3900 block of Eureka Springs Road, 3900 Eureka Springs Road.
We got to him, he was sitting in his car. We evaluated him really quickly.
He said, I'm just, my chest started hurting, I'm just not feeling right. So I pulled over and I called you guys.
We put him back in the ambulance. We did a 12-lead EKG really quick, and he was past everything in flying colors.
So we decided we were just going to transport him anyway, and he was fine with that.
And we got about halfway. He yelled or screamed, and he grabbed his jaw, and he kind of like this, and just kind of like almost did a cartwheel off my stretcher. And it caught me off guard because we were just talking. He stopped breathing, his heart stopped, he lost his pulse. He went into a complete cardiac arrest right there in front of me.
And all of a sudden I heard the monitor go crazy and start beeping and alarming, and then I heard John say, Jackie, I need you to pull over.
Stop the truck, stop the truck, stop the truck, get back here, I need help.
And I pulled over, I jumped out of the driver's seat, I jumped in the back and just jumped right on his chest, started doing compressions.
Well, I think we did CPR for a minute and a half to 2 minutes. It takes a little bit of time to get everything opened and on, and we defibrillated him, and he came out of it immediately.
It was unbelievable.
He was breathing on his own. He was actually talking on his own, absolutely not aware of what happened, but he knew something happened because he was very frightened.
Just as we got him back, the other ambulance showed up with the other fire engine. We had somebody jump in the front seat and start driving us down to the hospital, emergency traffic.
So I was missing 2 minutes of my life.
I hear from either the navigators or the coordinators at the hospital. They send me the paperwork and let me know about the patient. They generally try to talk to the patient beforehand and let them know that they'll be hearing from us. And then I go out after making contact with them, see them in their home.
This is a service provided by the county with collaboration with Carolinas Healthcare Northeast. Our primary focus currently are patients who have been in the hospital and have been discharged after having a stroke, after having a heart attack or cardiac arrest, respiratory issues, to go see those patients and prevent them from being readmitted to the hospital. We also take internal referrals. If a crew goes out and sees a patient who has unmet needs, they can refer, and we'll go out and try to figure out what they need to help them out. So honestly, the sky's the limit.
I remember sitting at the table with he and his wife. They were both in a good place. He works in the healthcare field, so there was a lot of understanding about what he was going through. It was a neat perspective to be able to talk to him about the actual cardiac arrest and his perception of it. And he remembered one of the people working on him. He's never going to forget that experience as far as her, because that was his, when you look up the first person you see and you connect with, and that was her. He's
always in the back of my mind whenever I'm running a code. Whenever, a questionable call comes through on the EMS radio in the ER, it's always in the back of my mind. All right, well, I got one. I can definitely save another one. It can happen.
Sorry. Sorry. I get choked up because it's such a good thing. He's because I know the outcome, so.
Since we've instituted some new protocols, the pit crew approach to CPR, rapid recognition, chest compressions, and early defibrillation, we've seen the increase in possibilities of not only getting a pulse back, but people actually leaving the hospital and being able to return home to their families.
Angels from God. You were absolutely angels. You were meant to be there for him. What you do is just miraculous. You just can never thank somebody enough.
To be able to continue the care, to have been the first people there with him when things started, along with the first responders as far as Cabarrus EMS, and then to see him after and to be able to continue that. It just felt like a full circle to be able to see him after, and then also make sure that he knew that he could connect with us if they needed anything, and he ended up doing really well.